Hey everybody. Normally when you see me on camera, I'm in front of a table, and on that table I'm unboxing the latest video card, or checking out something in VR, building a PC, or even assembling that Iron Man that we're working on. Well, today, no desk. You might recall that desk was a Flexispot Standing Desk. That desk has become completely integral to everything that I do here on camera. Its ability to raise and lower, the amount of weight that it can hold, it's just incredibly flexible. Well, today we get to check out the newest version of that, the E7. Now, I'm not going to do like Linus Tech Tips and build a whole PC out of radiators with it, but I will test it to the best of my ability. So, I'm Ron Burke, Editor-in-Chief for GamingTrend.com. Let's unbox and assemble this thing and see what it can do. The desk ships in two parts, the framey bits and the desky bits. Everything you need to assemble the desk is in the box, though you will need a screwdriver of some kind to mount the desktop later. Now the first thing I noticed is there are a couple of differences between the original and this new E7. The first being this control center. So this control center has a USB port on the side. I'm not sure if that's for updating it or if that's for actually a USB port for data use. We'll find out. And then the buttons are slightly different, a little bit of a different font. We'll see how it actually functions differently though. The other difference is in this cross arm. You might remember that this control box, we ended up having to mount it to the bottom of the table, and we ended up having to drill in some holes, and generally just not the best experience. This is now mounted by Flexispot as part of this cross arm assembly. So that's now done for you, and I'm hoping that that's going to result in a cleaner install and also just cleaner aesthetics. So we'll see when we put it together. The frame is made of solid carbon steel, balanced to a ridiculous level. It doesn't matter how much weight you put on the front or rear of the desk, you aren't going to tip this over. The legs are also pre-assembled, so you won't have to do anything more than what you see here. One of the things I like is that the entire assembly can be handled solo. You won't need a second set of hands to put this desk together. The desk sizes vary from 48 inches all the way up to 80 inches in width for whatever you need. The material I've chosen is made from 100% natural bamboo, so it's sustainable and it warms up the room nicely. These holes are your mount holes, and with the adjustable frame, it's ready for any size desk. Now that we're sure how everything is going to fit together, I'm going to drop in these last few screws to lock it down to the wood. We'll need to drill those in, but it's pretty much anywhere you've got a rubber grommet, you should be dropping a screw. This last portion is installing this cable tray, and that's another advancement from the previous one. The previous one expected you to stick things on with a little bit of a sticky tab. So here, they're asking you to put this tray in place. But what you might find, like I did, is you expect it to go in these holes and secure, right? Or if you're just kind of slipping it underneath something like there's a groove, and there's no groove. So the instructions may not be clear, but what they're actually asking you to do is this. They want you to drop 4 screws in here, and you're effectively going to make your own little trough for it to sit in. So we're going to get these 4 screws in place, I should say. There we go. Mostly in place. We're not going to thread them down completely yet. Get your cables kind of arranged. This is going to come out the back, as is the power cable, and then it's all going to sit in this tray. And what you're going to do is take this edge right here, and you're going to slip it underneath those screws, and then you're going to squeeze this back in there. You're going to squeeze this past those other 2 bolts, so it creates a little tray for you. Then you'll lock it down. So the instructions are in no way clear that that's what you're trying to do, but you would think with the holes that are up here that that's actually where you tighten it, but it is not. So as soon as I find my Allen wrench, I'm going to lock this down and that will button this build up. This may just be the most indelicate thing I do with my professional career, but we're going to do it anyway. The Flexispot Pro E7 supports up to 355 pounds, and thankfully I don't weigh anything near that, but it does mean that you can put your PC, any amount of monitors, your mouse, keyboard, speakers, and anything in between, and it'll all fit just fine. And yeah, I'm starting to get nervous about this fan above my head. The whole thing is backed by a 5-year warranty, and that covers the motors, the frame, the wood itself, and everything in between. It also means that you have peace of mind knowing that the device that you use every single day, like this Flexispot desk, is going to serve you for years to come. So now that I've done the dumb thing, I'm going to use this for a couple of days and see how it compares to my previous model, and I'll get back to you shortly. So it'll be just a second for you, but it's going to be a couple of days for me. Be right back. I've been using the Flexispot E7 Pro for a while now, and I have to say I actually like it more than the original, and for a number of reasons. This bamboo material is very lightweight, meaning that I can move this whole desk assembly for wherever my use case happens to be. This material is also very resilient. I've not been able to scuff it, scratch it, even clamping this overhead boom arm to it couldn't put a dent in it. The motors are nice and responsive, and they're very quiet. You saw how high and how low they go, so it's very flexible that way. Now, I didn't pick the largest desk, but you can see that I still have plenty of space for whatever I might want to put up here. I could put a subwoofer up here, I could put my desk tower here if I didn't have the camera sitting right there. So maybe it was proximity to the spinning blade above my head, but I did misspeak. I said that this device has a 5-year warranty. That's not actually true. It has a 15-year warranty. It's very rare to see a company stand behind their product for that much. So for 15 years, the control arms, the motor assemblies, all of that is covered. Flexispot will either replace it or just replace the entire unit, and that's impressive. Now, it will set you back $579, and this is where I kind of go into my own personal experience. I have more than 20 years of experience sitting behind a desk in IT, and my lower back is completely trashed. I wish that I had discovered standing desks sooner. I just think about the amount of damage that I've done to my lower back from just sitting and being hunched over a keyboard. So if you've got anybody like that in your life, think of what sort of investment that you could make in their lower back health. They'll thank you, their lower back will thank you, and that for me is worth more than double that price. So I'm Ron Burke, Editor-in-Chief for GamingTrend.com. I highly recommend this desk. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you again very soon.